Welcome back to HKEX Voice, our podcast series featuring insights from senior executives and industry experts on Hong Kong's financial markets. My name is 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹liche from Corporate Communications, and I will be your host today. Joining us today is Greg Yu, HKEX's head of markets. Greg has been at the forefront of Hong Kong's capital markets, brainstorming new ways to expand HKEX's product ecosystem and giving investors the ability to tap into various opportunities. Welcome, Greg.
Hi, Thomas. How are you?
Good, thank you. And thanks for joining us. My first question, Greg, how has HKEX evolved beyond its traditional focus on new listings and IPOs to broaden and diversify its product ecosystem?
We've been very active this year for IPO fundraising and ranked as top IPO venue globally in the overall 2025. Well, we are seeing global investors are very excited about innovation coming out of China, as you have seen, earlier on this year, the 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹liche moment. So there has been a lot of interest to further diversifying into different asset classes and services. So we're working on quite a few initiatives to address the needs and demands from global investors. So just take an example, right? We have seen strong growth on the derivatives trading side. So Hang Seng Tech Index options and ETFs with various different active underlyings gained quite a bit of uptick this year. So with that, we believe that there are scope for us to further develop new products such as Hang Seng Biotech Index Futures to address the needs for new sector demands and new hedging demands from the market. On top of that, we're also seeing a significant increase of retail interest in our market. Some of the new products that we have seen on the ETF side, for example, the LNI, so the leverage and inverse products, has been very active. And these type of products, in fact, adds in liquidity and attract more participants. So overall, I think we are seeing a major, interest in our market. We're seeing lots of different types of global investors investing into our venue, our products, and we're working very hard to address all of this demand. So overall, very positive picture.
And as you mentioned, one of our newest and most exciting new products, the biotech futures, how will this benefit global investors seeking to tap into biotech and tech growth?
Yeah, so I think first of all, right, HKEX has a listing reform back in 2018 where the biotech and healthcare sectors have emerged as the most active in Hong Kong recently. And I think the listing rules in itself has helped quite a bit to transform our venue into more tech, biotech focus. And because of that nature, it has helped our venue to gain a lot of attention from global investors into this sector. So because of the interest, we've just launched the Biotech Index Futures, which is actually based upon the Hang Seng Biotech Index. It's one of the best performing sectors that we have seen this year. And it tracks basically the 30 largest southbound Stock Connect eligible biotech pharmaceuticals, medical devices companies listed in Hong Kong. This addresses some of the institutional demands for further hedging because more and more so we're seeing the biotech companies coming to Hong Kong for listing. And today we have over 260 biotech and healthcare companies listed in Hong Kong with a combined market cap of over 4.8 trillion, which is up 400% from the end of 2018. So the sector is hot. Naturally, investors would want more products, and we're addressing this demand.
Greg, we also launched some exciting products that have captured a lot of investor attention. How have these products performed?
Yeah, it's great. We've seen a lot of new development and exciting products. So just take an example, right? We've seen a significant growth on the weekly stock options, which has contributed quite a bit of volume towards the overall derivatives market, with over 22 million contract traded in the first year since its launch. So the weekly stock options has been a great addition, especially for retail investors. And I would like to take an example where cattle, right, 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹liche, the biggest IPOs that we have seen globally this year. On the first day of its launch, in fact, we have also launched the weekly stock option, the monthly stock options, And a few issuers also have participated in launching the structured product side, which is the warrants and CBBCs. Those, in fact, have helped the vibrancy of stock, as we are gaining investors, whether on the institutional side and retail side, participating in various different instruments. So that again showcase how we have helped the overall vibrancy utilizing different types of instruments. Another example, Pop Mart, right? Everybody loves Labubu dolls. My girls are crazy about them. So with that in mind, we have also launched the Pop Mart single stock options, which has gained a lot of attention from investors. So you can see that, again, we're trying to complement the overall market with different types of instruments, different types of investment appetite, and address all the various different global investors' investment needs.
Greg, you've mentioned a little bit about our retail strategy. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, as we know that there is basically a rise of retail investors globally, and it's a force that we understand that has drive a significant liquidity in the overall capital markets. For us, it is important that we address the demand from retail by launching the suitable products to meet their investment demand. So I talked about the weekly stock options, which are very successful, and the user base, I think, naturally have a lot of retail investors in it. But on top of that, we also have developed others products, especially with the various different issuers. As we know, warrants, CBBCs, those are traditional retail products that has gained quite a bit of attention. But on top of that, we've seen recent growth of the cover call ETFs, the leverage and inverse ETFs. Both of these products have gained significant following from our retail investors. So by doing and launching these type of products, it helps to address the different demands from the retail segment.
That segues to my next question perfectly, which is, we have a lot of innovation coming out of China, coming out from the rest of the Asian region. So are we seeing any exciting new products, or do we have any new lines of business that are in the works to let these investors tap into these opportunities?
Yes, absolutely. So when we're thinking about innovation, right, coming out of China, in fact, HKEX needs to innovate as well. So from a overall positioning standpoint, firstly, microstructure or trading infrastructure marketplace to be a lot more flexible. So as to meet the various different demand from whether it's issuers or investors. So from a listing rule standpoint, we're continuously to refine to ensure that we can incorporate different types of corporates for their listing needs. And then from a microstructure perspective, we are also thinking about, the various different enhancements. And I know we're talked a lot about board lots, for example. So that will be something that, will come up later on. And on the benchmarks as well, right? So as I mentioned earlier, the market is now turning more and more so tech-driven, biotech and so forth. And there are grounds for us to think about, are there new benchmarks that we should be developing, working alongside on the indices launch and index futures launch and so forth. So I think that's definitely a segment that we're looking into. The other thing is Connect, right? We all know that Connect is the heart of HKEX since 2014 when Stock Connect came out. The cross-border access continues to drive investor flow for both sides, whether it's Chinese mainland investors going offshore or global investors going onshore. So we're continuing our journey to further enhance our connectivity with the Chinese mainland by offering different types of products, whether it's, again, stock side where we can expand further, microstructure enhancement for that, as we know about the renminbi dual counter on the stock side that we're working on. So you can see that from a connectivity standpoint, we're continue to further grow on that. Now, I also would like to highlight that from an innovation standpoint, we're not only thinking about just the connectivity with Chinese Mainland, but in fact, we're looking beyond whether there are opportunities for us to work with other regional exchanges with Southeast Asia side or Middle East side so that we can create a bigger hub of liquidity for our global investors. As you can see that, our daily turnover has gone more than, 2.5 times since last year. That basically tells us that we have gained significant attention from global investors. And can we utilize this newfound, increase of liquidity to drive, other markets that we're partnering with so that we can not only gain further attention from global investors, but have global investors firmly put Asia as their strategic asset allocation so that the money stays within Asia. And I think that is a fundamental concept that we would like to drive towards so that we firmly placed Asia in the map for the likes of sovereign wealth funds, pensions, and so forth.
So, Greg, there's been a lot of discussion on board lots, as you just mentioned. How is HKEX addressing this, and could you elaborate a little bit more on what we're doing?
So yes, it's one of the most talked about topics for sure. The Hong Kong board lot situation is actually quite complicated. We have more than 40 different board lots, so it's certainly not an easy way to make any particular changes. But rest assured, we are working very hard, doing a lot of analysis behind the scenes so that we can come up with solutions and flexibility for our issuers and making it more streamlined for our investors going forward. So stay tuned.
Greg, to wrap up, any takeaways, major takeaways that you've had talking to investors, issuers from this region?
Look, I mean, I can't join in a more opportune time. So I'm very grateful for all the support from everybody from HKEX, as well as all the participants that I have talked to. They've given me good advice, a lot of good suggestions, and I'm just very grateful that I have the opportunity to work alongside with all of you to drive the Hong Kong market into a even more vibrant marketplace down the road. Of course, I mean, we are definitely in a good opportunity window. We need to seize this opportunity and further expand it. Again, look forward to the journey, if you will, for the years to come.
And Greg, one last thought. What are you looking forward to?
Well, as you know, we have lots of data, and data can turn into indices, and we're definitely looking forward to utilizing these data and set new benchmarks for investors to tap into. So yeah, certainly something that I am looking forward to seeing its fruition soon.
Greg, thank you for joining us on this episode and giving us more insight on what HKEX is doing to strengthen our capital markets. And thank you for tuning in to this episode of HKEX Voice. Check out our other episodes on our social media channels. For more information on HKEX and our markets, please visit our website at hkex.com.hk.